All right, Beth, we are good to go. So thank you for joining me for this Zoom call today. Kind of what I was telling you earlier is, I'm just trying to get some helpful tips and, some good news for businesses and people that might be going through what this new normal that we're all in together right now. It's very weird time. So just trying to bring some good news and some sanity to it all.
Well, the best news I've received was just a few minutes ago when staff members texted me and said the ball and queue is reopening tomorrow for special hours for curbside. So, yay!
That is good news.
I'm excited about that.
Finally, a meeting three,
The ball and queue.
Right.
Yes.
I might have to make a trip for that. I haven't had it in forever. Since I worked down in Georgetown, that's been a while.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Well, we have to make that trip at least once a week when they're open, so I'm glad to see that they're coming back online here.
That's amazing. Now they're going to do curbside, you said?
And that's what the message I'm getting is saying they're going to have special hours for curbside. So people can go probably and check their Facebook page for Ball and Q and see what they're doing. And we also update the restaurant list as best we can every day. So it's on our website too at visitgeorge.com.
Nice. That's so awesome that restaurants are doing that and, still keeping things going, keeping things moving, because it not only helps them, but it helps all of us. Like I said, keeping some of that normalcy. Me and some friends, it was probably 2 weekends ago, we ordered from Dead Dog out here in Merle's Inlet. And it was just nice to have a familiar meal, even though we weren't able to be there,
Absolutely. I totally agree. And my family and I do take out most nights anyway, pre-COVID-19. So I don't know what we've done if Mama had to start cooking. hungry people in my family.
Right. Well, you've been working some long hours too, haven't you?
Yes, we have been. The chamber has still been working very hard throughout all of this to keep our members informed about what's going on, who's still open, adjusted hours, and also letting people know a lot about the business resources that may be available to them during this time.
And Beth, how are y'all doing things differently? I know that you're working long hours, you're providing all those resources. I get the emails, so I see a ton of great information come through. How's the chamber itself? How have you kind of evolved to work through this?
Well, what we've done is our professional staff are all working remotely from home, except for me. So I'm still in the office every day.
Well, you get the whole office to yourself, though, so that's good, right?
The whole office to myself. And we're really fortunate in our Litchfield office that even should we need staff members to come in, we have a fairly large space. We have offices with doors that can be closed. So if people need to come in, they really could come in and be protected. But we just decided we wanted to make sure everybody felt comfortable. So everyone's working from home, again, except for me. Right. And I'm doing, it's like I said, I'm doing everything now from taking out the trash to everything right now. Everything, those things that you take for granted every day that keep your office moving and functioning. I think that's one thing we won't be taking for granted anymore. But we're doing a lot of conferencing. We use GoToMeeting as the platform that we've been using. But whether it's Zoom or GoToMeeting or whatever platform you choose, we connect daily, sometimes twice a day, just to stay up on information, what's happening, who's heard what project are we working on. And it's also keeping us connected as our work family. We have 6 professional staff on board. And so that's a relatively small group, but it really helps keep us connected with each other. We're definitely a work family, and we would miss each other tremendously if we weren't able to have some of that FaceTime through video.
Right.
And that's been a lifesaver for us. And so aside from keeping track of the rapidly changing business environment, we also do the managed tourism for Georgetown County, the town of Pawleys Island, and the city of Georgetown. So that's a whole nother piece that we're dealing with, and trying to make sure that we're sensitive to the ongoing or pandemic that we find ourselves in.
Right. Now, Beth, how are you handling that side of it? With tourism, basically everything's on pause right now. How is the chamber dealing with that part of things?
Well, we have not paused all of our messaging. Some of it we have paused. There's, some things that were already in place. For example, some of our print ads, those sorts of things that are still ongoing.
Right.
The digital, we can position ourselves a little bit more quickly with changing that or pausing that. So what we're doing is we're continuing to keep images out there of the beach, of the beauty of Georgetown County, particularly, our rivers, the marshes, the ocean, all
right.
those beautiful things that make Georgetown County and South Carolina's Hammock Coast such a special place. We not only want to do that, the purpose is more or less twofold, not only to keep the Hammock Coast brand, Polly's Island, Georgetown top of mind, but also it gives people a break. Let's share something that's beautiful and awe-inspiring that will hopefully inspire people and make them feel better at the end of the day.
Right. So, no more doom and gloom, giving them some positive images. And the thing is, Beth, this is temporary. So giving people something to plan for, something to get ready for, I think that's a good thing. I'm glad y'all haven't paused everything. That's good.
And again, the position is we want to make sure that, again, we're not being tone deaf. So
right.
We're changing our messaging so that it's when you're ready, we're ready.
Right.
Welcome back. So that's been how we've changed the messaging. And so that's been a ongoing process, because as things change, then we have to change our messaging.
Right.
And we have a good number of vendors that we work with, and so we have to get with them and let them know what we need to do. So it's yes, our workload has not let up a bit.
Hasn't lightened.
No, plus we're doing webinars. I think that's been one of the great things about all of this. We've wanted to do webinars for our members in the community, and we kind of backburnered it a little bit over the last year. This has forced us to jump in the deep end,
right.
Ready or not, here we are. So we have held several webinars already, and if I can mention the two that we've got coming up.
For sure.
We have one tomorrow, COVID-19 and mental health, caring for our community, our families, and ourselves. And Dr. Gerald Harmon will be here. Will not be here. He will be online with us.
Right.
And Dan Hager, who's the pastor at Georgetown Church of Christ. So those two gentlemen will be with us tomorrow, April 8th at 9:30 a.m.
Awesome.
There's login information on our website at visitgeorge.com. So, as people continue to be confined, there are issues that pop up.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to be sure that we have some experts in that field that can talk to us about how we can address things that may happen, whether it's with ourselves personally or with our families or with people out in the community. Right. Also, on Thursday at 10 a.m., we will be speaking with Kelvin Waits, who's the Chief of Police for the City of Georgetown. And he's going to talk to us some about safety measures, particularly for businesses who may be closed temporarily. What are some things they need to consider and have in place to help protect their physical businesses?
Right. I was wondering about that. That's good. So that's on Thursday?
That's Thursday at 10. So mental health, Wednesday at 9:30. Safety measures, Thursday at 10. And
okay.
That's all on our website at visitgeorge.com.
Well, you answered most of my question. I was going to ask you, what the chamber is providing and how it's providing differently for its members and the businesses to kind of keep them going through this new normal. So that's a huge thing that you're doing right there, because everybody's at home right now. Most people are working from home. So doing those Zoom meetings where you can still get that important information and learning how to basically we live in this temporary normal that we're in,
And we're still practicing a little bit, as I said, so we're working with the things like the recordings and that sort of thing, because our goal would also be to have those available for people to access later
Right.
We're still kind of learning our way through that. I may have to get my 16-year-old here to help me with that.
She probably knows it better than both of us do.
Well, I tell you, I sat here one night and struggled trying to get something to work right. And I finally went home, and it was about 11 o'clock at night, and I said, I need your help. And in 5 minutes, she had it all figured out. So, okay.
There you go. That's usually how it works.
Yes.
My nephews can pick up any device and go to town on it way quicker than I can. So, like I said, it took me. I use Zoom just about every day, but to figure out how to record it like we're doing now, it took me about 3 or 4 tries. You had to record it and upload it.
So maybe I only have 2 more, and I'll get it.
Right. We may have to do all this over again, just to let you know. We may. Well, Beth, I know you and I were talking, as soon as we connected, and you were telling about some of the resources for businesses because, the questions I hear most are either individuals talking about the stimulus and unemployment or either businesses that have had to close temporarily and are wondering what they're going to do. So tell me a little bit about those resources and how people can find out more about them.
The resources, Congress acted very quickly, and they were able to get a lot done in a very short period of time, which is wonderful. Wonderful news for our businesses and for our employees as well.
It's great news.
I think the challenge with that has been so much came out so fast that it's taking people a while to kind of wrap their heads around actually what's out there and what's available. So the Small Business Administration has several programs that they've put together. They are considering the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic a disaster. So there are now disaster loans that are available to businesses that they can apply through the SBA.
Wow.
Yes.
It's good news.
That's great. And actually, they have streamlined the application process for that. It was so streamlined that I think I applied twice because I kept going, there's got to be more to this than what I'm
right.
I'm sure they're getting back to me and asking me lots more questions.
Right.
But the initial application process for that emergency loan for coronavirus was fairly straightforward. The next program they have in place is the we've heard about the $2 trillion CARES Act. It has lots and lots and lots of layers to it. But one of the most important parts of that for small business, you'll hear it referred to as the PPP, is the Paycheck Protection Program. So there are, within that program, I want to make sure, let me refer to my notes here so I make sure I tell everybody the right thing. So that's more of your traditional SBA 7A loan program. So that program, you actually apply to your local lending institution. A lot of our lending institutions in the area are approved SBA lenders. We also have a link to that on our website so you can know if your bank is an SBA lender or not.
And it's visitgeorge.com, right?
Visitgeorge.com. So this program is providing loan forgiveness if you're able to retain your employees. So
that's awesome.
Yes. So if you maintain your workforce, SBA, I'm going to read this because I want to make sure I get it right.
Perfect.
If you maintain your workforce, SBA will forgive the portion of the loan that's used to cover the first 8 weeks of payroll.
Wow.
And certain other expenses. So there's a lot more to that. Yes. So the best thing to do is to actually contact whoever you bank with. Most of the banks in our area, are part of this SBA lending program anyway. But again, if you want to double check, we've got the list on our website. There's an application form. There's an information sheet. All of that stuff. We're sending out links to those every day with our newsletter that we send out, and we also have that online. So, but call your bank, and I tell you right now, the banks. Be patient. I think that's another lesson is we've got to be patient.
Right.
The bank we're overwhelmed. The banks are overwhelmed with applications.
I'll bet.
So just be patient when you're talking with your lender as they're working through this as well. But again, that Paycheck Protection Program is something that we would encourage businesses to look at. And as I understand it, the Paycheck Protection Program is also available to nonprofit 501c3 charities. Now, when you start getting into these different SBA loans, a lot depends on for nonprofits what your classification is. If you're a 501c3, which is considered a public charity, the disaster loan is not going to help you, but the Paycheck Protection Program will help you. If you're a 501c6, like the Chamber of Commerce, so an association or a membership type organization, then the disaster loan helps, not so much the Paycheck Protection Program.
Right.
So again, we're all still trying to figure our way through a lot of this, so just be patient as we're getting through this whole process.
And if you're an average business, Beth, you could possibly apply and receive both, correct?
Possibly could.
Okay.
Yes.
That'd be great. I'm glad, I know there's tons of information to comb through and figure out the details, but I'm glad they put everything out so quickly because that gives some opportunities for businesses to prepare to come back and also keep their employees, paid as well, which is a big thing because a lot of times when anything happens and a business has to go out a bit or, shut down for a few months, the first thing that goes are the employees. And this is kind of a win-win for the employee and the business, which is great.
Also, with this Paycheck Protection Program, and again, you'd have to go through all the details. I'm giving you the very high view of this. If you're able to maintain your employees, a portion of that loan would be forgiven. It would be considered a grant,
right?
Not a loan. So again, that's one of the great parts of the Paycheck Protection Program. So I certainly would encourage people to look at that option. Also, within the CARES Act, it's an SBA Express Bridge Loan. So if you're a small business and you already have a relationship with an SBA Express lender, you can get up to $25,000 quickly.
Wow.
Then there's also the fourth one is the SBA Debt Relief. So if you already have an SBA 7A loan, then they're giving you a little bit more time to pay without accruing interest and penalties and that sort of thing.
Right.
So those are all important things, important aspects of that. We also know that there's a lot of unemployment that's now available, resources that are now available. Again, the Department of Employment and Workforce they're getting a little bit overwhelmed. So again, patience, but keep after it. That they're offering some great benefits, expanded benefits. They are relaxing requirements for looking for work. Usually when you have filed for unemployment, there's a requirement that you have to apply for so many jobs in a week. Well, they've lifted that requirement so that the Department of Employment and Workforce is really working with employees and employers to try to help folks as much as they possibly can. The other resource I would say that would be great, other than the SBA, and you can log onto their website at sba.gov, and there's special pages devoted just to coronavirus that has all of this information in detail. Then also our local small business development centers. You often hear them referred to as the SBDC. The Small Business Development Centers. Our local one is housed at Coastal Carolina University, and I'm going to give you a website and a phone number.
Okay.
So the phone number is 843-349-4010. Again, that's 843-349-4010. And their website is coastal.edu/SBDC. So those folks are a valuable resource as you're working through this whole loan process. If you have questions, or if you have questions that aren't even related to any of these loans, they would have some good answers
Right.
as well. So I certainly would encourage people to reach out to them.
That's amazing. That is some really good information, and that's a lot of different options, a lot more than I expected when I reached out to you. That's a lot of options so quickly.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot going on. Again, Congress has been very quick to respond, as has the state. And so we want to really give special thanks to all of those lawmakers. And
for sure,
sometimes they're not thanked enough.
Right.
Sometimes we're focused on other aspects.
The politics of it.
Going on, the politics of it, yes.
Right.
But we really do want to thank them and tell them how much we appreciate what they're doing to help our businesses and help our local communities and families as we're weathering this storm.
Right, and they did. They came together quickly and got it done. There were a few arguments here and there, but that's par for the course. That makes things better when it comes out. No, but like I said, that's some amazing information, a lot of good options. I think that's fantastic, and you gave some really good ways for people to check into that. Now, I know you put all this information in your newsletter. If somebody wants to get that newsletter, do they just go to visitgeorge.com and?
They can actually email me. We're doing it two ways. So the newsletter is on the website. You'll see there's on the homepage of our website, there's a space that says nightly updates. Click here. So the most recent version of the newsletter you can find it there.
Okay.
The other thing is if folks would like to get it directly, they can certainly email me at bstedman@visitgeorge.com, and that's BSTEDMAN@visitgeorge.com, and we will add you to our mailing list.
All right, perfect. Yeah, that's some great information, and I'm sure a lot of businesses will be glad to hear it, because it can get confusing if you're watching the news or you're just reading tidbits here and there, because I'd never heard it all in one spot like that. I'd heard about some of these different things, but not all of them. So fantastic information and some great resources.
One last thing, if I could get this
for sure,
as well, or mention this, with the governor naming some businesses as, I don't know if there's a better name, he's calling them non-essential. We all know how essential every business is.
Everyone.
But the ones who have been identified right now as non-essential. And again, we have a list of those on the website as well. But I think the interesting part of this is they're not able to serve customers in their place of business. So people who are able to do delivery, online orders, curbside, those sorts of things, they're still able to work as a business. You just can't have people coming inside your business right now.
Right.
And we're also going to put some extra information up about those orders. Some people had some questions about how this is working, and we just want to remind everyone to, again, do our part. I think everyone is doing his or her part right now to the best that they can. And just remembering that this too shall pass.
Exactly.
And it'll be interesting as we're starting now to talk about lessons learned. What have we learned from this situation as a business, as an organization serving businesses, that we want to continue once we come out on the other side of this?
Right.
So I think those are important conversations that people are having now. What is the recovery? How do we recover from this? How do we do business differently in a way that's really helpful and beneficial, not only to our business, but to the community at large?
Right. And you mentioned even retail stores and stuff, like maybe doing delivery and offering more things online. I know a lot of people freak out about starting a website, but you can do a Facebook page for free. You can show everything you have to offer. You can use an employee who can't work in the store to do delivery if they want to do that, as long as you protect them properly. So there are a lot of options. And kind of to add on to what you said about what we're going to do differently, I bet, because everybody's going to come back. it's going to come back bigger than ever, and everybody will know how to do so many different additional services and have so much more flexibility. The customer service is going to be out of this world,
Yes, and that's what we're counting on. We're counting on people to remember these lessons learned, and as we move forward into our new reality, whatever that may be.
Right.
And and one thing too with the tourism side, once it gets once this lifts, people are going to want to come back to South Carolina's Hammock Coast. They're going to want to be on the beaches, and on our rivers, and on our marshes, and in our parks, and in Brook Green Gardens, which you can still access, by the way.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, Brook Green's still open. They've got some limited hours now, but last I checked, they're still open.
Nice.
If you want to get out into nature, that's a great.
Oh, it's beautiful out there.
Place to go. Yes. But I think we're expecting. I think the state is expecting the tourism industry, again, timing's everything, but we're expecting things to come back better than ever. Now, our markets may change a little bit. We may see more of our folks coming in from even closer. We call it a drive market. It's people usually that are within a 500-mile range. We're expecting it to be even more localized. We're expecting it to be more in-state travel and travel from our neighbors just to the north and south. So I think that's something to look forward to, for us to prepare for, and just pray for a beautiful summer and for this to end on a positive note for everyone.
I agree. Here's to that, Beth. I definitely agree. How ready will you be for things to come back and you can throw another chamber event and get to see everybody in person again?
Oh, we're ready. We're making our plans. We had some really great things that we had planned for the spring that we've had to push back to the fall, and so we're looking at rescheduling things. And we had the governor who was supposed to be here actually Thursday for an event, so that's not happening. But we're getting back here in the fall, and so we're rescheduling things as everyone else is. So I think fall in Georgetown County is going to be a happening place.
Right, I agree. I've seen so many events. Like, we're now doing this in September. September is going to be a hot month.
It is.
It's going to be great.
Yep, it will be. And so I think again, getting people to come out and support those events, and support our community is going to be wonderful.
Exactly. Well, Beth, I greatly appreciate your time. You and the Chamber are always my first stop for any questions I have related to business and, the outlook on things to come. So I really appreciate your time. Anything you would like to add? Any advice for businesses or people dealing with kind of making this transition?
I think, again, is, just remembering that we'll come out of this. Of course, our hearts and our prayers are with the families who've been impacted with this, whether they're, sorry, my phone keeps ringing.
It's okay.
The families who've been really impacted, whether they've lost loved ones or they've had loved ones hospitalized, we certainly are thinking about them. Their new normal is not what the rest of us are going to experience. Right. So, with that being said, when we start talking about new normals, I don't want to sound too Pollyanna about it.
Right.
There are people who it's going to be different for them and very different for their families. But we're looking forward to summer. We're looking forward to this being behind us and coming out better and stronger on the other end.
Yep, definitely. Well, that was a good sentiment, Beth, and I'm with you. I say every free moment you get, say your prayers and wash your hands, and we'll all get through it together.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Beth. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. I think this is a great service for the community.
Well, if anybody's willing to watch us chit chat for a little while, I think you gave some really good, super helpful information to businesses. So hopefully it'll help somebody. If not, I had a good conversation with you. I always enjoy speaking with you anyway.
It's always fun to see you, whether it's virtually or in person.
Right. We'll do it however we can, right?
That's right. We will.
All right. Well, thanks, Beth.